Starting and running a business is hard, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're an established business owner or thinking about starting a side hustle to earn extra income, I am here to teach you how to show up as your unfiltered self, level up your business, and thrive as a mompreneur. Let's embrace the chaos and start enjoying the journey together. I'm Amy Traw, and you're listening to the Motivated Mompreneur Podcast. Welcome back, everyone. I have a special guest with me today. I have Rachel of Northeast Ohio Myofascial Release.
It's a mouthful.
It's great to have you with us, Rachel. Rachel is one of our platinum sponsors for our upcoming event, Confidence Sells. So I wanted to welcome her in and talk a little bit more about the amazing services that she offers, because myofascial release is an incredible treatment technique. So for those of you that aren't familiar with it, we're going to dive a little bit more into that, learn about Rachel and everything she offers. So Rachel, why don't you tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Okay, well, thank you for having me. My name is Rachel Pecora, and I am the owner of Northeast Ohio Myofascial Release, located in Canton. And I am a massage therapist. I have been since 2007. And in 2018, I found John Barnes Myofascial Release, and that is who I have been studying with since then. And I have a practice that is just dedicated to myofascial release only. I work with chronic pain clients, mostly people that have headaches, neck pain, back pain, shoulder pain, all kinds of pain. But yeah, that is my specialty.
I
Is
love
pain.
it. So for those of our listeners that don't know what myofascial release is, tell us a little bit more about it. What's the difference between massage and myofascial release?
So myofascial release works with the fascial system. Our fascial system is a giant connective tissue. It's just one continuous 3D web that starts from our toes and continues up to our head, and it surrounds our muscles and organs and bones and kind of holds us in place. And it is covering the muscles, and it covers everything. So it's not necessarily just working with muscles as massage would. So the difference between the massage and myofascial release is pretty much the time. So the tissue is held in a position for an extended period of time. And that time is what really creates changes in the body. So maybe people aren't familiar since they can't see what we're talking about, but fascia is kind of like an orange. If you were to look at an orange and that thick white part that is on the inside of the orange, that's kind of like our outer layer of fascia. And that would connect your skin to your body. And then if you open up that orange and you see the thinner lines of white through that orange, that would be your fascia that would run through different parts of your body and kind of connect the organs and connect your skin to muscles. And, all of it kind of combines into like a netting sort of. So the orange is kind of a good analogy to understand what it looks like, because most people have no idea what it
Right,
is.
absolutely.
Yeah.
So is the treatment painful? Is it like a super aggressive technique, like a deep tissue massage? Or tell us a little bit more
No,
about the treatment.
it is not a painful technique at all. It's very gentle. There are some areas that, if we have restrictions in, it can be a little bit uncomfortable, but it should never be something where you can't breathe and hold your, or you can't hold your breath, you have to breathe. So it should be pretty gentle. So it would be more of like a compressive feel on the tissue. And what I would do is feel into a restriction that you would have in the tissue, and then find that resistance in that tissue, and then just kind of hang out and wait until that resistance softens. And those resistant areas in the body are your fascial restrictions.
That's incredible. And I love how you touch upon for people that have had chronic pain. And so many people are just, thinking that, okay, I just have to live with this. And to know that there's other treatment options available that
Yeah.
aren't super aggressive, that are very
Yeah.
gentle. I mean, that's a wonderful resource to have. And tell us a little bit about the training that goes into it, because it's not just Joe Schmo can do this treatment technique. This is a very high level. You've had a lot of extensive training in it. So tell us more about that.
Yeah, so I train with John Barnes. He's the founding father of myofascial release approach, and he's been doing myofascial release for 45 years now and training people. So I have taken many of his courses outside of my uh, courses that I took to become licensed as a massage therapist. So I have hundreds of hours in continuing education for specifically myofascial release. Um, and I continue to get treatment on myself that helps to do what I do better. So treatment is important for myself as well as continuing education. So I'm always traveling and taking more classes, just to keep my skill level at the best, because this work has been so helpful for so many people and for myself. So it's just important to get it out there so that people know that they don't have to live with pain that they've told that they had to live with forever. Or so many times I hear people say, "Oh, I'm just getting older. That's just part of getting old." It's like, no, it's not. That's not true. You don't have to have pain just because you're getting older. Um, so many things are caused by traumatic events we've had in our lifetime that we may not even remember anymore. And the fascial system helps kind of peel back those layers and really get to the root of the cause rather than just treating symptoms like traditional therapy would. So I think that this has been the best thing to help people stay pain free, not just have temporary results, but really like start to get back to doing the things that they want to do. Um, and that's super important, like playing with your kids, or not having
Yes.
headaches all the time, or that nagging neck pain that you're just like, oh, it's just I just have this neck pain and I just have to live with it. It's like we feel like we have to have this stuff, like I have pain, so
Right, exactly. And that
yeah.
becomes part of your identity. And it doesn't have to be that
Right.
way.
Yeah.
There are options available. But
Yeah.
one of the things you mentioned, and I love how you touched upon this, is how you yourself get treatments done. Because
Yeah.
we were talking about this before we started recording, how important the whole act of self care is, whether,
Yeah.
no matter what your role in life is. If
Yeah.
you're not taking care of yourself, how can you efficiently and effectively perform your job, be a better parent, be playing with your kids, doing all the
Yeah.
things in your day that you need to do? And that chronic pain, it wears you down.
It
You know,
does.
Day in
Yeah.
and day out, if you're having headaches every single day, that gets exhausting. So
Yeah.
the fact that you're taking the time to take care of yourself too
Yeah.
is just, that's great. And I'm just so happy you
Yeah.
mentioned that. So,
Yeah, I got into this work because I had chronic pain for years. I've had a lot of trauma in my life. I've had a lot of injuries, a lot of head injuries. I've had car accidents, you name it. So those things over time really just start stacking on to your body until you start having pain, and if it's unresolved, it just gets worse and worse. And I was looking for something to not only help myself, but to help my clients. And when I found myofascial release, it was like the missing link for me. And I really think that it's the missing link in a lot of things for healthcare. If our fascial system is open and can function properly, everything else in our body flows the way it needs to. So,
that makes so much sense.
yeah.
So, tell us more about your journey as a business owner. When did you officially open your own business?
Well, I officially opened Northeast Ohio Myofascial Release as soon as the state let us open up in June of 2020.
Hmm.
We had been shut down for a few weeks, and I made a decision at that time that I was going to open my business. And I knew I wanted to do this at some point, but I just kind of got this push. I think everything just evolved how it was supposed to. So I opened in June of 2020, and I've been rocking ever since. And it's been a wild ride, but if I did it during
Yes.
a pandemic, then I guess I could do it anytime, right? So
Exactly. It's amazing when you think about it. I don't know. For me, that's when I started my first business was back during the pandemic. And
yeah,
honestly, I think that pandemic was one of the biggest turning points for so many of us because
yeah,
if it hadn't been for that, I wouldn't have taken the step back to just analyze life and, okay, why am I doing what I'm doing? Is
yeah,
this really what I truly want and need at the end of the day? And I'm just, in retrospect, it was a blessing. It just
yeah.
was, it was like the universe's way of saying, hey, wake up. There's more to life than just going through the motions. I don't know if you feel that way too, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was an eye-opening experience for sure.
Yeah. I think it's just we didn't, I didn't realize I knew what I wanted to do. I just wasn't sure how I was gonna get there. And I thought, well, I'm kind of like halfway there. I had already been self-employed, but kind of working under someone else's business. And I just really needed to open my wings and try something. And it it was received really well. So I'm so happy about that. But yeah, it just kind of makes you realize like what do you really want to do? Life's too
Exactly.
short to be scared of the what ifs. We have to take some risks sometime and just kind of
Exactly.
jump in.
Right. I mean, and the thing is, we all have a skill set that we can fall back on.
Yeah.
If you don't take that risk, we're just repeating the same motions over and over, and you'll never know. So,
Yeah.
yeah, is it scary? Absolutely. Could we
Yeah.
fail? Sure. But if you don't take those steps, if we're not doing it scared, we're just going to be complacent. We're just
Yeah.
living on autopilot. And I don't know,
Yes.
it's been incredible for me since I started my business to meet all these amazing entrepreneurs in the area. We have some incredible businesses around here.
Yeah.
And if we can bring small businesses together to support each other, we're not alone in this crazy world. We are in this together. So if I can support you and, hey, it makes it so much better for everyone.
Yeah. You never know who needs resources, and there's always
Exactly.
a network in
Exactly.
those.
So tell us more about where your business is located. Because you're right here in Stark County.
I am. I am on Whipple Avenue. It's 4119 Whipple Avenue, and I'm actually on the corner of Whipple and Munson. So I'm near Planet Fitness on that corner, and I have a little small office that I have all to myself, and it is a great little place.
Yeah, right in the heart of Belden Village. I love
Yeah,
it. Super
yeah,
convenient to the highway. So even if you're out of town, I mean, literally, it's 2 minutes down the road off
yep.
the highway. So definitely be sure to check it out. You do have a website as well. What's your website?
Yes, it's NEO myofascialrelease.com.
Perfect. And we will link that in the show notes as well. And you are also on social media. What's your social handle?
Yes, I can be found at Northeast Ohio Myofascial Release on Instagram and Facebook.
Perfect. And Rachel's website is beautiful and has all sorts of information, more about myofascial release, what it is, who it benefits. So be sure to check that out. And then will you be joining us at our upcoming event, Confident Cells?
Yes.
All right. So if you'd like to learn even more, if you have questions for Rachel, she will be there. So definitely reach out and we can't wait. So, Rachel, thank you so much for taking the time to
Thank you.
chat with us about all the fabulous things that you offer. We do appreciate you. And
Thank
be
you.
sure to follow along with us on Instagram at The Moms on a Mission. We'll see you next time.